Welcome back to another video. Today we'll be going over some more gameplay. Unfortunately, since last time we lagged so much towards the end, we're going for a replay. Draft was pretty simple. They didn't go a tank to go with their kit actually. Uh, they just went Gray and Kit and then last pick Grom instead of going a tank to synergize. And that I think kind of threw them the draft, and we get a solid snipe onto the Grom. Not really sure what this Grom's doing with that. That was a bit embarrassing from the draft and the gameplay snipe there. And now it's a pretty easy win. It's a 3v2, and there's not really much we can do. The Gray's just slowly breaking open walls to prevent Juju from getting tons of value from it. And so we're trying to be a bit aggressive, but the problem is if we're too aggressive, Kit can jump on us. But instead he jumps over nothing and dies. Not sure what this Kit's doing either. The Grom and the Kit, this gameplay is pretty sad to watch by them. Terrible playing, bad draft too, but whatever. We actually went Mandy and Juju as our picks after they went Gray first pick. And they went Kit in response to that, and I was thinking they would go a tank to synergize, but they did not. Which was really odd because they could have last picked a tank for sure and absolutely run us down. Like this Juju is doing to the bow or the Grom, and we get a nasty hyper charge off on them for the double kill. Let's move into the next one. Again, we had a full draft and they had Gray, or yes, they had Gray and Kit. And if they just went like a tank, like a Buster or a Daryl, they would have just won this 100%. Our Juju goes down in the 2v3. Not ideal, but our Brock does get the equalizer onto the Kit. Not sure what that Kit was doing. That was honestly kind of a throw if he just held back until he got a super. He could have turned the 3v2 into a 3v1 and it would have been game over. I got hit a few too many times and put the sad face, and I missed my shots on the Grom, but the Brock does get the kill. We would have died anyway, and he got the kill anyway, so it doesn't make much of a difference. Again, they're trying to break open the bushes, the Gray is, because the Juju can use them for the longer range, as well as invisibility to sneak up and kill the Grom. Brock is just chilling. He knows he usually actually loses this matchup, but this Gray is not really playing too well. You know, he's not in the perfect range, and he also gets hit by a very dodgeable Brock super and ends up going down. Brock with some sprays and pins. We give him the match, let him know he did good. And this Grom lands a shot, 2 shots on us, and we need to fall back now. We do have super, but unfortunately we can't one-shot any of them with our super, so we do need to wait and land a shot before we go for it. And we do land a shot and go for the kill on the Grom, but unfortunately we miss. He's not visible, so we had to go for a blind shot. Right now we're kind of scared of his hypercharged super. We know it can kill us if he lands a knockback with some shots. And we get some nice taps off on the Grom, and we pinch him off with the Brock and get the kill. Kit is gone too, so it's a 3v1, and it's just game over, and there's not really much they can do. Poor gameplay, poor draft by them, and solid gameplay by the Brock and Mandy. Juju played good too, and let's move on into the next. Guys, we're in the next game. We got the Juju from last game as the Lou right now. Their draft was very odd. They went a Primo first pick, I think. Or no, we went a Daryl first pick. Terrible first pick. And the Lou just goes down to the tick mines. That was so bad. That was terrible playing. And they're also just kind of sitting in the corner. Not sure why. And we do just sneak it in. I think they gave up because this draft was just so bad by them and by us. But we somehow got a slightly better one. Tick mines go in. Daryl dies to the tick mines. This time the Lou knows that the mines will kill him. And then so we just walk up and score this, and it's game over. So we're in the next game. Again, I believe it was Daryl first pick, Primo and Tick, and then Lou and me, and then the Dude last pick, And I think they gave up because they just knew they trolled with the draft with a tick as well as a primo pick into this. Now it seems like the primo is actually trying. I think it's too late. We already have kind of a counter comp into them with 2 anti-tanks. It's definitely possible for them to do something, but it's not really likely. As long as me and the Daryl, and honestly either me or the Daryl play well. And this dude just seems like, he's just chilling, not doing anything. And the Primo actually just gives the Daryl the ball, and that could have been an easy goal. And the Lou misses his super. That's crazy. He somehow missed an auto-aimable, instantly landing super. This is what I mean, guys. Like, I don't get why players give up so much. Like, a lot of players at lower elos, you can throw the draft, but like gameplay-wise, you can still win because this gameplay is just awful. Not really sure what went on. The dude, went last pick with a troll pick because Primo and Tick also went troll picks. And then this Lou just played terribly. But it doesn't matter because they gave up. Not really sure what this was, but let's move into the next game. Guys, here we are in the next game. This draft was a bit weird. We went Lumi first pick, and then I believe they went Fang last pick, and it was Clancy Rico, and then Carl Bow. We get a nice fire off on the Fang to scout and get vision, and also land the kill. Not really sure what this Clancy pick is. He's not a great brawler into us, and I end up missing a lot of shots on the wall. Pretty embarrassing. I give a sad face. This Clancy is pretty easy money for us. Like, we outrange him. We don't feed him any shots. And they're all clumped up, and we get some crazy value and get 2 kills. And we go right to keep control of the lane again because we don't want to give them any chance to come back. Land a fire on the Clancy, he goes down. Some shots on the Rico. And all the binds are triggered on the Fang. And they're kind of giving up, I would too. Like, this is pretty sad to watch. We get double fire on them and a nice Lumi slow. I think Rico's just trying to preserve his stats so he doesn't, have terrible stats at the end of the game, while Clancy and Fang are actually still trying. Although it doesn't make much of a difference because we just completely outcomp them and outplay them. It's so much, like, this is just crazy. I don't think they even got a single kill on any of us. But anyway, let's move into the next. We're in the next game. Again with the draft, guys. Most maps, you don't want to go Rico if Carl is open. Carl is just such a strong pick, and he also counters Rico. And this Clancy was 100% a troll as well. We get a fire off on him to scout him off. Clancy, when there aren't at least 2 tanks on the enemy team or assassins, terrible pick. You can't get your levels or your supers. And we do get the pinch onto the Rico and the Fang. Fang goes down. Not sure if Lumi knows that Clancy's in there, but it doesn't make a difference. Clancy doesn't even have the token star power, so he can't charge his stage 2 with 3 shots. And we go for a fire gadget, miss it, and get the kill on the Clancy. He finally gets a stage 2, but we're already 7 gems in and he's still respawning. Bo almost goes down with the gems. It wouldn't have made a difference though because we already had Lumi there to grab them. Clancy goes down. We're 1 gem away. We get the fire off on the Fang. This is pretty sad to watch. There's nothing they can do. Clancy goes down to the mines. And we give them a bit of BM because this was terrible gameplay from them. Like, this was just so sad to watch. We get our hypercharge, go in. This is just absolute domination. Nothing to really do for them. And we take the win. And the Clancy does some BM because he knows this was an awful game. Turns out they actually did get 2 kills. Not bad. But we also, only gave them 2 kills. I don't even know if they got even a single gem. But anyway, that's gonna wrap up the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.